welcome to my channel. Lately, I have been journaling a lot, discovering a lot, and I wanted to put some thoughts into a video diary. I've never really done this, so bear with me. No one really talks about this part. The part when you cry on the bus ride home. The part where you feel so alone. The part where you wonder why the hell you try to live in a different country. The part where all you want is to go back home. Some nasty lady screamed at me to go back where I came from. I've never had that happen to me before, and thinking about it now, it still doesn't make a lot of sense why she shouted that at me. It doesn't matter why either. Whatever reason she had, it doesn't make it okay. I think I'm beginning to work through something that I've been struggling with for a really long time, and I actually wasn't even aware that I was doing this to myself until recently, so this is a very recent self-discovery. When I first moved to Italy, I didn't speak any Italian, and I was clearly not from here, so I didn't care so much about this. But around the time I decided I wanted to actually try to live here, I started feeling different. I think subconsciously, I wanted so desperately to be able to blend in. I wanted people to think I was Italian, or at least think I was European. I didn't want anyone to know that I'm American, partly because I tend to attract a lot of attention, especially from men. Partly because of politics, I was embarrassed to be an American abroad. Partly because I'm just an introvert and I don't like people staring at me all the time, and people tend to stare a lot here. I stopped talking whenever I went outside the house. I didn't want anyone to hear me speak because it's a dead giveaway of the fact that I'm not from here. Since I'm not fluent in Italian and I didn't want to speak English outside the house, I just became mute. I also stopped smiling because my teeth tell people where I'm from. I've literally had people see my smile and say, "Oh, you're an American." But not smiling completely goes against my natural personality. People have nicknamed me Smiley in the past. This is a bit of a side note, but in Rome, I have been groped, grabbed, rubbed up against, harassed, catcalled, followed, you name it, more times than I'd even like to say out loud. Maybe this is what made me stop smiling at people here. I don't want my smile to become an invitation, so I stopped smiling. I stopped being friendly. I stopped stopping for conversation. It always just got out of hand so quickly, and I never even knew it was happening until it was over. So I'd just rather not put myself in that situation to begin with. And instead, I intentionally put on my stay away from me face. I naturally stand out to begin with. I'm much taller and curvier than 99% of Italian women, and I'm blonde. So I tried to at least dress differently. Italians dress really warmly even when it's not cold out. So in order to blend in more meant I had to suffer. I'm the kind of person who is always hot. So I would be so miserably hot and sweaty all the time. My clothes would stink of BO because I didn't want to draw attention to myself. I just wanted to disappear into the background. I would even do things that Italians do that I think are kind of silly, like not ordering a cappuccino after noon even though I wanted one. This constant repression of who I am and denial of myself emphasized the feeling of not belonging because it made me not even belong to me. Even though I was doing all these things in my greatest attempt to try and belong, to fit in and be accepted by the people in this new country I was trying to call home. And all of that effort wasn't fooling anyone. People saw right through it. I'm not from Italy. It's obvious. It's almost like the more I tried to hide who I was, the more people would point it out. It would infuriate me when I would speak Italian in a shop or something and people just yell at me in English and don't even let me try to speak Italian. I would get so offended and take it way too personally, because I was just trying so hard for them to think that I was Italian, or at least to just treat me better than the way they treat tourists. A lot of people say Parisians are rude and they have a bad reputation, but I'm just gonna say it. Romans can be very mean as well. My attempts to hide never worked. I've been denying this entire part of my identity for so long, and I just now realized that I've even been doing that to myself. But recently, since I realized I've been doing this, I've started not giving a crap about all of it, and I've been feeling so free. I'm an American, it's obvious, I can't hide it, so I'm starting to lean in and embrace it. I talk on the phone in English with my mom now when I'm out in public. I flat out just tell people I'm an American instead of standing there not saying anything. When people ring my buzzer at home, I just tell them I'm learning Italian and I didn't understand them. I used to not even answer the buzzer because I was so scared of looking stupid or something. I dress how I want now. I'm the only person in Italy not wearing a coat sometimes, and it feels great. I wear socks with Birkenstocks, athleisure, go outside with wet hair, and I've started smiling at people again. I'm feeling a bit better and slowly starting to feel more like myself. I have really been struggling for a while, if I'm being honest, but I think that some of that came from constantly feeling like I had to hide who I really am. But I don't have to hide. I'm an American, and I live in Italy. I'm a foreigner here, and I always will be, and that's fine. I wasn't made to hide. I think it's time to celebrate ourselves and to live with a little more joy and a whole lot more freedom.